No, I can't talk right now. No, I gotta do a video. Yes. I'll pick up the... Wait a minute, I am home. How can I pick up the eggs when I'm coming home? Alright, I'll talk to you later. Stay in Seoul. Sorry. Long distance.
Oh, it's Top 7 Sightings. Today, the Beard Movie Guy looks at 7 most weirdest films he watched in the last year. Yeah, that's why the opening was so weird, and you're like, what the heck is he doing talking to a shoe? Yeah. Let's see what made the list. Brought to you by the Beard Movie Guy.
Hi, I'm the Beard Movie Guy, and this week on Top 7 Saturdays, I'm looking at weird films. I'm looking at the 7 most weird films that I watched in the last year. I watched a film the other night that I was just like, this is a weird film. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, and when I thought I did, I got lost again. It got me thinking, what other weird films have I watched this year? And guess what? There was a bunch. So, without further ado, here are a bunch of films that I watched this year that just made me go, huh, what? Why did you do that? Now, I'm gonna have a ton of honorable mentions. So here we go. The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. Frank with Michael Fassbender. Yeah, it's weird. It's funny, but it's weird. The Human Race. It's like, yeah, it's a race. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension. Mr. Nobody. Under the Skin. Barbarian Sound Studios. And Safe. Yeah, Safe. It's called Safe. It's with Julianne Moore. It's a weird film. Alright, so those were all movies that I watched that were like, wow, those are weird films. Some of them made sense, some of them didn't, and some of them are just like, I don't know what's going on. I didn't put any Terrence Malick films on this list because I just think he's pretentious and he's trying to be weird on purpose, which some guys do, but he does it for every film. I just like looking at his pretty pictures. I've given up calling them films. They're visual poems. Alright, so, getting to the list, here we go.
Number 7. Breaking the Waves.
Breaking the Waves is an Irish film about a woman who's a little crazy, but not super crazy, but then kind of goes super crazy. It's about a little village in Ireland that has oil workers just off the coast, and they always come into town on their time off. And she meets this guy, and they get married. She wants to get married because she wants to get out from her family's thumb. She's played by Emily Watson. The guy's Stellan Skarsgård. Awesome. Only thing is she starts to go nuts, and, well, she already was nuts, I guess, and she talks to God a lot, which is fine, but she also talks back for God. So there's a lot of, oh God, why have you done this? And then she shuts her eyes and goes, you know I have done this. You are bad. And that happens throughout the film. But she never does it in front of anyone, so no one else ever sees it. But she's, but I didn't mean to, God. Oh, you're a terrible person. Anyways, her husband gets in an accident, she may never walk again, and she starts doing a lot of weird things to try and help him. It's just weird. It looks beautiful, and the acting's good. Although you see Stellan Skarsgård naked, I never needed to see that in my life. Never. It's a weird film.
Number 6. I'm a cyborg, but that's okay.
This is the film I was talking about. I watched this the other night. This is a Korean film. And it's a weird film. Okay, so this is about a girl whose granny thought her kids were mice, and then she's the granddaughter. Her granny gets taken away, and she has her granny's false teeth, and she tries to chase after her nanny. Her nanny gets taken to the insane asylum. She chases after her and doesn't make it, but then she finds out she thinks she's a cyborg. And so she figures, I gotta get the teeth to Granny somehow. So she has to get full power as a cyborg so she can kill everyone that's in her way to get to Granny. Okay, that sounds weird. It gets even weirder when she starts like assembling a radio and then plugs it into her arm and of course goes flying across the room. And gets sent to an insane asylum. Now, you've seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest maybe? This is not One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is an insane asylum where it's insane and it's played for laughs and it's a little disconcerting. There's a lot of people there who have problems that like seem to be running the place almost. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, that's all I got. I got nothing for you. Well, she talks to vending machines too. You don't hear them talk back though.
Number 5. Only God Forgives.
Alright, I'm a big Nicholas Winding Refn fan. You may know him from Drive, and he's done a bunch of other films. He made this film with Ryan Gosling called Only God Forgives. And if you thought Ryan Gosling didn't talk a lot in Drive, this is like, He was doing monologues all the time in Drive compared to what this guy talks. And it's about a guy in Thailand whose brother gets killed, and he's supposed to take revenge for his mom, but then he doesn't want to take revenge, and then she thinks he's a bad guy, and there's this little guy walking around who's the super most badass person in the world because he represents God. Like literally, like he is God walking around in Thailand. You don't know that when you're watching it the first time, so I just helped you. The little guy, the little Thai guy is God. Just think of him as God. And the film actually makes a lot more sense if you think of him as God. But it's still, even after you know that, it still doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's beautiful to look at, and Ryan Gosling is... Put the guy in a suit and he just looks awesome. Want to pick a fight? Oh, it's got an awesome little fight too. Word to the wise, don't fight God though. Like, nah, never works out good.
Number 4, 444. Last Day on Earth.
It's a movie I saw in my library a lot and I just finally picked it up. It's about the last day on Earth, and it's all about how the world's going to end at 4:44 exactly, but they never say how it's going to end exactly. And it's got Willem Dafoe, which that tells you something right there, I think. And it's all about their last day, and him and his girlfriend are doing things in an apartment, and she's painting this big painting, and he's trying to talk to his ex-wife and his kid, and then he goes trying to go to his old pot dealer, and it's just... He finds his brother who he hasn't seen in years. It's very confusing. And like, people are killing themselves because they don't want to be there for the apocalypse, but they never say what the apocalypse is going to be. It's just, and it ends with it, and just everyone shuts their eyes, and then the movie ends. Yeah.
Number 3, Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Alright. This isn't really a good film. Most of these films have been like well made. This one, basically, I don't even think it had a script. All it was I think this guy had a dream that he wanted to rip off Stanley Kubrick really badly. They made some sets that looked like something he would use, and just walked around it and talked to each other. And I don't even know if there was a script. I think it was done by like a set builder. Like, it was like, hey, I'm gonna show off my sets, and we'll have people walk around and say weird things. I still don't know what happened in the movie. Couldn't tell you.
Number 2, Rubber.
Okay, this is the one movie on this list that I absolutely love. I was asked to do a review for this. I'll put a link in the description for you if you want to go see that review. This is a movie about a tire that wakes up in the desert and goes on a killing spree. Yeah, there's nothing more to it really, except, well, there's these people watching him as they think it's a movie with binoculars, and they're watching him in the desert, and then he goes off script apparently, and I can't really explain it more. Just watch my review. Okay, it's strangely delightful. I don't understand why. And the ending, just thinking about it makes me laugh. Okay, those are all weird films, but there's one film I watched this year that just trumped everything. Possibly one of the weirdest films I've ever seen.
Number 1, A Field in England.
A Field in England takes place during the English Civil War. I didn't even know there was an English Civil War, but apparently there was one once upon a time. And it's about a bunch of people who are deserters, and they're trying to get to a pub across a field, but they run into an alchemist who has a prisoner, and they all kind of get recruited into looking for this treasure that's underground, and then they turn on each other, and this guy's with this guy, and then there's a big glowing orb in the sky, and then the one guy dies, but then he's talking later in the film, and I don't think it's a flashback, because it's the most confusing, weirdest film I've seen in a long time. Now, saying that, it looks really beautiful, and the actors are really good in it, but it's just... I literally, other than it's a bunch of guys in a field in England, I can't tell you what it's about. Nothing. That's all I got. So yeah, those are my 7 weirdest films that I watched last year. Not last year as in 2014, but from today back a year. Yeah. So tell me, what's the weirdest film you watched last year? Because I'd love to know. Because I'm always up for watching a weird film. Sometimes I'll watch it again. I think I have to watch A Field in England again. Just maybe I'll get it a second time. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas for top 7s, let me know. I'll gladly do them, and I'll give you credit that you sent it to me, because I'm like that. Until next time, stay weird, everyone.
You've been watching the Beard Movie Guy top 7 weirdest film. It was weird. What was that? You hear that? This is such a weird thing. I don't even know what that is. Never mind. Subscribe and tell your friends. And as always, your top Sapphire.
Somebody's calling me. They're gonna call back, 'cause I'm not picking up the phone.